This is the second part of the 2.4 lesson. We ended up on the last lesson doing just the square roots. We had to move over the 1, and then we had to square both sides, and then move everything to the one side. This one's a little bit different. Why? There's 2 square roots. Now, yeah, they're on the same side. I have one problem. Squaring it does not get rid of everything. I'm going to end up sort of double squaring it. Let me explain. Pick one and move one.
2x say x times.
All right, I'll move this one. Minus the square root of x plus 7. How do I get rid of a square root? I'm going to square this, and I'm going to square this. This gets rid of 2x minus 3 equals. All right, I got 4. Now I'm going to have minus 4 square root of x plus 7 plus x plus 7. Let me explain where these came from. When we're talking about perfect squares, if I had x plus 3 squared, when I distribute the shortcut method, x squared because of this squared, the middle term is 2 times x times 3, which is 6x, then times 3 squared, 9. That's what I get when I factor it, when I distribute it. Do the same exact thing. What's 2 squared? 4. 2 times 2 is times the negative square root of x plus 7. Negative 4 square root of x plus 7. Negative x plus 7 squared is x plus 7. All right, now I'm going to combine my like terms, which here I have a 4 and I have a 7 over here. 2x minus 3 equals negative 4 square root of x plus 7 plus x plus 11. All I did was combine the 4 and the 7 together. Now I'm going to move everything that's not a radical to the left-hand side. So I'm going to move this over. I'm going to move this over. So x minus 14 equals negative 4 square root of x plus 7. Now, I still have to move everything that's not a radical. Divide everything by negative 4. Divide everything by negative 4. Now I'm going to separate it. Negative 1/4 x plus 7 halves equals the square root of x plus 7. Now how do I get rid of a square root? I'm going to square this, and I'm going to square this. When I square this one, I get 1/16 x squared. All right, the middle term. 2 times a fourth is a half. A half times 7 halves, I'm going to have negative 7/4 x, and this squared, plus 49/4 equals x plus 7. A lot of people are having a hard time with this middle term. It's 2 times whatever the first term is, negative 1/4, times by whatever the last term is. Negative 7/4, and I had the x. Always do that. It is always 2 times this one times this one. That's how you get the middle term. First one squared, last one squared. Now I've got to move everything to one side. All right, set it equal to 0. 1/16 x squared. If I subtract that over, let's see, that's 4/4, so it's negative 11/4 x. Plus, I got to subtract the 7. When I subtract the 7, not 41 fourths. 49 fourths minus 7. 21 fourths. What don't you like right now?
1/16.
The 1/16th. How can I get rid of a 1/16th? Multiply everything by 16. X squared minus, let's see, 16 goes, or 4 goes into 16 4 times, so it's negative 44x. 4 into 16 is 4. 4 times 21 is 84. Look a little bit better, right? 16 times 0 is 0, so it really did nothing. Now, any method I want. I can complete the square, but I don't want to have to deal with squaring a 22. I'm going to do 44 plus or minus square root.
You want to square 44?
44 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times 1. All right, 44 squared minus 4 times 1 times 84. 1,600. Square root of 1,600 is 40. Square root of 16 is 4. Add 2 zeros, so it's just 1 0. So it's 44 plus or minus 40 all over 2. What's 44 plus 40? 84. Cut it in half is 42. 44 minus 40s. Cut it in half, it's, those are my answers. And then I'm going to have to go in and check them. So, go all the way back up.
Are you going to be here any day at all this week? Are you going to make anything? This is a whole time.
Oops.
Where did you get?
Dang, you want to quit brainwash.
We about to miss like 3 days of school. You got to quit the next day. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Doing things with the
It doesn't mean one
Doesn't cross. On this one, no matter how far we zoom out, we're noticing it's not going to intersect. I'm just going to take and substitute it in. You can always do it this way too. Let's see. I'm going to say, let's say x, or store 42 in x. Yeah, you can do this instead of graphing. What should this be equal to? Should be equal to 2.
And it's not equal to pass.
All right, let's store.
Now, can't you do that thing where you just like get rid of the square?
This one here, going through all that work, we find out it's no solution. Here's this type. On this problem, it's this divided by this. All right, let's put this to the other side. Okay, how do I move it to the other side? Multiply it. When I multiply it over, I get 6x squared minus x minus 1 equal to 0. Like I said in the first section, if there's something on the bottom, get rid of it. Really doesn't change anything. Now, how do I want to solve? Factoring, square root. So, quadratic formula, that's fine. 1 plus or minus. Yeah.
How do you do that? You divide.
negative 1 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. 1 plus or minus square roots. 1 plus 24 is 25. Square root of 25 is 5. Let's see, 1 plus 5 is 6 over 12 is half. 1 minus 5 is negative 4 divided by 12 is negative 1/3.
Let's see which ones of these don't
Those are my solutions. When solving this, the only time I need to worry is if this bottom is equal to 0. I can go and do the graphing part. Some of you aren't doing the graphing. Okay, we need to worry about if one of these numbers gets me equal to 0. Okay, if I graph, I have to turn it on first. Graphing it.
see x squared minus 8 minus 1
You sound like you're singing that, short,
graph. Are you dividing for? Wait, sir, I thought you don't have to worry about the top.
Shut up.
Yeah, I didn't zoom it right. Okay, how many zeros do I have? How many zeros do I have? Just one. Where's it at? Well, it's right here, so it's going to be the negative, so the 1/2 doesn't work. Either one works, graphing or by hand. If I do it by hand, this one gets me a 0, and I can't divide by 0. If I put in the negative 1/3, I don't care what the number is, it's not 0. Try this one. Just write it down first. You guys started to realize that she's 120 pounds. She's 5% from her body weight. She could be 5% underweight, or she could have been 5% overweight. So we have two problems. Okay. So if she's under, what do I need to do? It takes 120. What do I multiply it by? Okay, I can multiply by 0.05. And what do you get? 6. 6 pounds. She's supposed to weigh 6 pounds? Okay. So in other words, I took 5%. 5% of 126 pounds. So how much could she have weighed? 126 or 114 pounds. Because it's the plus or the minus. There's your answers. But you had to think through the whole point that the 5% could have been underweight or overweight. All right. This is sort of putting in a lot of stuff from the algebra right here. I have solved for g. T equals 2 pi times the square root of m divided by g. I want to see if you can figure this out. First thing I'm going to do is divide by 2 pi. That moves the 2 pi over. So t over 2 pi equals the square root of m over g. Now I need to square it. So I have t squared over 4 pi squared equals m over g. G's on the bottom, right? I want it on the top. So I'm going to take the entire problem and flip it. 4 pi squared over t squared equals g over m. Multiply by m. 4 pi squared m over t squared is what g is. It's rearranging. It's pretty much showing that you understand how to do this. Any questions? it's physics and everything.
Practice every day, but she